Okay, we're back. The hair is messy, but it's okay. Everything's okay. Alrighty, let's go over the rules because it's been a little while, okay? And this is episode 4 of our Read It or Unhaul It series. Here are the rules. If I don't read it, I have to get rid of it. If I read it though, I get to keep it. So the only rules for this Read It or Unhaul is I haven't included any of my Sarah J. Maas books because I am reading that in a particular order. And the second one is I don't want to veto anything, but if I am going to veto something, it's with a purpose. So I'm going to pick 3 books, and right now it is June 30th. So this is for July. So if I don't read these 3 books by the end of July, I have to unhaul it. But I don't want to just end up with 3 poetry or 3 graphic novels. Like, I want to have some variety in there. So if I'm going to veto something, it's probably because of that and not because of like me just not wanting to read it. Because if I don't want to read it, then that means I should just unhaul it. So with that said, hopefully the reader or unhaul it god will bless me with some good books, because as this is my first one back, I'm hoping it'll give me some easy ones. I hope it'll give me some 5 stars, hoping it'll give me some fantasy, some dark romance, just some good ones, okay? That's what we're putting out into the world. Let's grab our handy dandy jar. The colors, they don't mean anything. It's just whatever paper I had on hand. Some of these have been in here for a long, long time. Okay, first pick of the video. Let it be a good one. Please, please let it be a good one. Okay, let's see. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. And ooh, I'm going with the star. Here it is. Atalanta. Okay, let me grab that. Alrighty, here it is. Atalanta. This is by Jennifer Saint. Welcome back to my car. It's been a while. I have also had a very long day. I have been in the car for 8 hours today. I did pretty much a road trip for my job. I had some audits that were really far away, so yeah, I've been in the car for 8 hours and I'm pretty tired. But that led me to start and finish Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. And yeah, I think I should talk to you about it now before I forget all the details of this book, with it being such a quick, well, I wouldn't say it was a quick read. I mean, it's an 11-hour audiobook. It's 300 pages, but consuming it so quickly, I feel like I need to talk it out before I kind of forget what I want to say. Ultimately, I give this book 3 stars. I probably should have DNF'd it, but by the 60% point, I was so far in, I still had time in my road trip that I was like, I've gone this far, I don't want to quit now, so I did end up just finishing it out. The plot of this is we have our main character, Atalanta. She is a daughter who was born to a family who did not want a girl. They wanted a boy to be able to carry on their kingdom. And so she was left on the mountainside to die, and she survived. So Artemis, this is, I don't know if it's loosely based, but it's not a retelling. It's just inspired by Greek mythology. So Artemis takes Atalanta under her wing and raises her in the woods to become a warrior like her. And at the 50% mark, this felt a lot like Every Heart a Doorway series, where you're watching this kid grow up in this kind of magical land, and even though she's just a mortal human, she is learning the ways and of the people that she's with, and, you know, is much stronger than your average, just typical human. And it doesn't really like continue that way, but that's what it reminded me of at the beginning of this. So essentially, she gets told by Artemis to go on this journey with these men to get this golden fleece. And all the heroes, all the, you know, children of these other gods and goddesses, and all of them are men. They are not very happy that she, as a female, is going with them, but, you know, she can hold her own just as any man can, and she shows that. And they go on this journey to get this golden fleece. They, you know, run into a lot of danger on the way. They stop at many islands and lands and run into issues at every point, of course, and they go on this big journey. And obviously you'll have to read to find out if they ever end up getting this golden fleece. But after that journey, we still had, like, you know, at least for based on the audiobook, it was like we still had like 2 hours left of the audiobook after that journey, which is like the plot of the whole book ended. And then she kind of just went and did these other things that it just didn't make sense. Like it did make sense, but it's weird. She would, like, Artemis gave her strict rules. She was like, do not get married. That's on the back. That's not a spoiler. But she was given strict rules not to get married. And Atalanta had her own, I guess, wants and needs and did stuff that she felt was right. But I don't know, just some of her decisions just didn't really make sense to me. She ended up, you know, going to meet this person and then was like, I despise this person. I want nothing to do with them. I'm going to go to see him to see what he can offer me. And then once she gets there, she realizes that he's not going to offer her anything. And it's like, in her head, she's like, okay, well, he's clearly no better than I remember him, so I'm going to leave. And then instantly, the words that come out of her mouth are like, okay, I'll participate in the thing that you were saying. And you're like, you were just saying how you didn't want to do that. And then turned right back around, was like, okay, I'll participate in your games. And it's like, what? What are you doing? Like, you just said that you didn't want... I don't know. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. But I finished the book, and I'm glad I finished it. I'm glad I finished it in one day, because if I didn't finish it today in this car ride, I was probably going to have a hard time picking it back up and just finishing out the story. And I had gotten through so much of it so far that I just put it on 2x speed. I was like, let's wrap this story up. So, it wasn't ultimately, like, I was interested in their journey that they went on, and I wanted to know what happened at the end, whether they got the fleece or they, you know, who died, who was going to survive, what was going to happen with Atalanta, and what she was going to, you know, happen after she finished the journey and then went back to Artemis, and what Artemis had to say about it. And we got all the answers to that, and it definitely ended in a way that I did not expect it. But so I think that's why it's a 3-star. It was just an average read. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. And I guess I feel like I maybe would not have gotten to this if it weren't for Read It or Unhaul. So I'm glad it gave this book the opportunity to be done and read. But I am brain dead and ready to move on to a different book. Okay, next pick, second pick of the video. Let's see what it has in store for me. So let's see. This one. Alrighty. Vale. This is a poetry. Here it is. So this is Vale and Incipit by R.H. Sin. This is like there are 2 books, but on Goodreads, this is just one book, according to Goodreads. So I'm going to add both of these, plus they're super small. So I don't know what this poetry collection is about. I don't know. Probably heartbreak and finding yourself. That's what a lot of the poetry that I have is about. But these are really small, so I don't think these will be very hard to get through at all. So, not upset about this pick at all. All right. The next one I have is I Hope She Finds This. This is the Vale and Incipit box set of these two. Unfortunately, it's just not for me. I got only like 20 pages in, but it is just not, it's not doing it. I'm DNFing. I'm getting rid of this. It is not good. I'm not a huge fan of R.H. Sin, but I have liked other ones, or at least some of the work. I think the Whiskey Words and a Shovel I gave 3 stars. I have a lot of other books written by him, and I do want to continue to try other ones from this author, but this one just wasn't it. This collection seems to be a lot about him kind of saying how women are better and don't need to be in toxic relationships, and you're better than him and you deserve better, and like you know, deserve to blossom in yourself and you should love yourself. And I guess it just all felt very like, yes, I know. Like, thank you for explaining this very obvious thing. Like, sometimes there can be poetry where you're like, okay, you know, it's about loving yourself or blossoming into yourself, but it's done a lot more. It's written a lot better than this. This just felt like he's mansplaining that you deserve better than an abusive relationship, or you deserve better than a toxic relationship, or a man who doesn't appreciate you. And I guess it just felt like very obvious what he was saying, and it wasn't very, like, the prose in this weren't good enough to make it enjoyable. It just felt kind of dumb. Doesn't really feel like the right word, but I don't know how else to explain that. This just, it wasn't it. So I'm officially DNFing this, and I will be getting rid of it. So on to hopefully the next book, which will hopefully be better. Okay, the camera is dying, so hopefully we'll be quick about this last pick. I also got this new shirt, this new Toy Story shirt, and it is super cool, and I love adding Disney shirts to my collection, so I had to mention it. Okay, so I love this shirt. I'm gonna be wearing this a lot in the future. So, but in the meantime, let's grab our third and final book for July and see what we got before my camera dies. Okay, and this one. Ooh, a water. What is it going to be? Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia. No way. Okay, I've started this and then I stopped because I just couldn't get into it, but I think I was only like a chapter in. Let me grab it. Okay. Here it is. I made it to page 21. So I think that's literally the first, or maybe the first 2 chapters. So this girl, she is making an encyclopedia about the fairies and creatures in her land, or a land that she travels to. And I've heard great things about it. So maybe I just didn't give it a good enough shot. But this is the time. I will see you back here when I'm a little bit more into this. Welcome back to my car, as we're always in my car for these Read It or Unhauls. I can't help it. I drive a lot for work. I've been driving so much recently now that I'm in Ohio. I guess the audits around here are just a lot more farther away from each other and not so, you know, clustered together like Atlanta, Georgia. But I'm still happy to be here in Ohio. It's been a really nice time. It's such a great change from Atlanta and the like hectic city life of Atlanta. But anyways, back to this. As I said in the last clip, I did start this and I got like 20 pages in. I am now about 70 pages in, and I hate to do it because, one, I assume I I purchased this book, so I want to like it. I'm sure I got it on discount at like half price books or something, but still, I can't do it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm DNFing it. I just don't care about this book. I'm gonna go ahead and take the bookmark out. It's an unfortunate sight, but there's just too many good books out there to waste time on bad ones. I wanted to like this. I wanted to like it so bad because so many people do enjoy it, but I don't care. I don't care about our main character. I don't like her very much. I think we end up meeting the other professor, which is, I think, potentially the love interest. I really don't give a shit about him. I don't care about these fairies. I think she's come into contact with one, and it's interesting, but like it's not. I don't care. I don't care. I'm dragging through it. I'm only 70 pages in and it's felt like a lifetime. I'm like zoning out while listening to the audiobook because I'm like not interested. And I guess I was gonna get 100 pages in and be like, okay, if I get to 100 pages and I'm still not liking it, then that validates me DNFing. But I'm like, no, that's stupid. If I'm not enjoying the book, I'm not enjoying the book. So I hate to DNF 2 books out of the 3 in this video, but that's what this video is. That's what this video is all about, is to give a chance to the books that I'm not necessarily extremely excited for, and giving these books a chance to surprise me and impress me. And unfortunately, when it doesn't happen, that's what happens. They get DNF'd, they get kicked off the list. I don't make the rules, okay? So I apologize for anyone out there who loves this book, and maybe this is just not the right time, and maybe in the future if I happen to come across it again and pick it up, maybe, but I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's for me, and that's okay. I'm so happy for everyone else out there who does love this. And it's time to move on to something that's catching my attention and move on. Alrighty, welcome back to the last clip of the video. I wanted to come back to the bookshelves and get out of my car. And just as a quick recap, we had our 3 books, kind of 4 books, and we had the first one, Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. I gave this 3 stars, and it was pretty good, but not amazing. Finished this in 1 day. Then we had I Hope She Finds This, R.H. Sin, Poetry, Vale and Incipit, box set, right about 20 pages, and DNF'd it. It was just not for me. Chunky boy, what's going on? You guys can see Chungus wants my attention, so I need to hurry up so I can go play with him and hang out with him as he demands. The last book I had is Wilde's Encyclopedia of Faeries by Heather Fawcett. Got 70 pages through this. Also was just not for me, unfortunately, and therefore these 2 will be getting unhauled and out of my house. This one, Atalanta, I will be keeping because I did read it. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Let me know if I should do another Read It or Unhaul maybe in August, or should I wait till September? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!